are
wonderful.
This is Sean's birthday. I don't know if you know that or not.
I know, and then I didn't. First of all, happy birthday, and then I didn't know if I should say it because it comes out Thursday.
Everyone knows the show's
right? This is not a kayfabe.
No.
Okay. No, all right. Well, thank you for taking time out on your birthday to do this. I mean, I know it's your show, but thank you. I know you put this all together for me. Yeah. I appreciate it a lot.
And he's drinking lemonade out of mason jars like we're down south right now. You know,
this is fucking homemade lemonade with organic lemon juice and fucking Truvia.
That is the right hat to wear for the sentence you just said.
Right? It's a brand new hat.
It looks good on you, you know. I think you steal that from Stevie Ray? I don't know where you got that hat from.
I got it from Macy's, matter of fact.
Oh. Did you look for it or did you find it?
I wasn't looking for a hat. I saw it and I just went.
Well, and have you worn this kind of hat before?
Yes, one other time, and I liked it. And I wore it so much like that it got so fucking dirty that I couldn't even clean it.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to clean it and it fucking fell apart in the wash. But
is this a new hat where people know and go, hey, like you just got a new haircut and they're like, hey, man, nice new hat?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone's going to be commenting on the hat, but I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I think we should.
These are all very good questions. This should be fucking.
We're gonna keep this all in. The hat talk stays 100%.
Thank you.
RJ City talks hats with Sean Waltman. Just feels right. It just feels right.
I bought it using Bitcoin.
Have we started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
all right.
At least a minute and a half ago.
Yeah, you're not going to tell people who I am, what I've done.
Oh no. We started recording. We haven't started.
Yes. Yeah. That. Okay. Okay.
Or maybe we have.
Maybe we have. Maybe you just do the intro now.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly gentlemen, according to the demographics. I'd like for everyone to welcome RJ City to the show. What's up, RJ?
Thanks. Hello. How are you?
Good,
happy birthday.
Thank you. Hey, remember that time I met you?
Do you remember the first time you met me? How far back do you remember me? I want to know this.
Well, I've heard a few things.
Oh shit. Okay.
But I just remember meeting you that time New Year's Eve with David Arquette, and you guys had that match in Baldwin Park or whatever.
Yes.
Baldwin Park. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was. It was we were in a hot attic.
Yeah.
Talk about sweating. No need for pants there. And then you PJ'd me. You said, hey, PJ, my dreams were crazy. You must have saw it on my face.
Fucking with you. I was fucking with you.
Well, you double fucked me.
You just probably figured out you couldn't be fucking with me. You don't even know me yet.
Well, the apology really did me in. And, sometimes I apologize to people because I'm neurotic. And if I upset people, I want to know if I apologize that it has been paved over.
RJ.
Yes?
Let me ask you something. So, I remember meeting you a couple years ago on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
In Baldwin Park when you had a match with David Arquette. But you seem to have met me sometime in the mid-'90s. Was it in the Maritimes? Is that what it was?
Years and years earlier. I'm sure on indie shows here and there, but significantly, we were on tour for, I believe, like 2 weeks. It was like 9 shows or 11 shows. And may I list the roster? And you may remember this.
Come on.
Hulk Hogan, which was weird for him to do indie shows. The Nasty Boys. New Age Outlaws. Mick Foley. Steve Carino came out for 2 shots for some reason.
Yeah,
Robbie McAllister. Okay, yes. Highlander Robbie. Tatanka. It was the weirdest collection.
Yeah, Nitro Nick show.
Yes. Yeah. CWI. And you just go along the Trans-Canada Highway.
Yeah.
And we did all those like little maritime provinces. Brutus Beefcake.
Yeah. And Brooke Hogan sang.
Brooke Hogan sang on a separate show. Same people, but like not the tour.
Yeah.
It was their big like WrestleMania show. Yeah. And I was really, really just starting out, and they did this gimmick where I would wrestle the pre-show match, and the winner of the pre-show match would get to be on the main card. So every night I'd have to work twice and work like a local guy to like get on the main card. And I do remember, I must say, you often watched my matches, and your
Did
feedback.
I give you any feedback?
Yeah, you gave me a lot of like. The best part is you gave me feedback about the timing of my chops, and then it was like, oh my god, okay, great, thank you. And then Road Dogg came by and gave me the opposite.
Opposite.
And I'm like, well, I'm just fucked either way.
Yeah, because as soon as I told you that, I went to Brian. I said, Brian, not go tell him the opposite of what I just fucking told him. Really
Brian, his name's PJ.
Yeah, tell PJ that you loved his chops. Wow. Hey, okay, so when Nick was telling me this story about how I met you back in Eastern Canada, I'm thinking it's like in the mid '90s. When I'm like first starting at WWE, and we were spending all kinds of time up in that same area.
Right.
And I'm like, he's that fucking old?
Yeah.
No, culturally, I like to say I'm 65 or 66.
So that makes more sense now. Okay, so yeah, I still don't remember you.
Right.
But
that's fine.
I remember the shows.
As a baby face, you can't tell who I am.
Hey PJ, I was eating a lot of pills still at the time.
I understand.
I really was.
I mean, I don't understand. Go ahead. Continue. Yeah. What else? Who has a list? How do you organize these interviews? What do you know about me otherwise?
Well, I definitely want to talk to you about Arquette, RJ. Like
David Arquette? Because there's way more interesting Arquettes, by the way.
Okay, and you're really like, it's like, there's a lot of sass talk here about David Arquette. Like, you guys are obviously very, very comfortable with one another. You know, I've seen the documentary, dude. Awesome documentary. And like, I don't know, just like, how did this all happen with you and David? Like, I'm not really entirely sure what the origin is of you.
It's very, very weird and very simple. He had a friend who was one of his writing partners who lives in Toronto and was an indie fan and would go to indie shows. And he was a fan of mine. And David was thinking about dipping his toe back into wrestling. Like, the idea of the doc wasn't fully formed yet. So his friend said, if you want to get back into this stuff, you have to hook up with this guy and just, whatever. So this guy, his name's Ben Joseph. He messaged me and said, hey, I'm friends with David Arquette. He's going to follow you. And like, I've heard a million of those things and they never happen. So I'm like, yep, sounds great. And like, did not think about it. And then David followed me and would respond to all my old Hollywood tweets. I tweet about old Hollywood a lot. His father was an actor. His grandfather was an actor. So like, that's his business. It's the family business, And then we hit it off. I was not aware that he really wanted to get into wrestling. I was just kind of fucking with him. So when I do my coffee and underwear on YouTube, I called him out as just a joke. I mean, I call out people all the time, like Stanley Tucci, and I don't think anything of it. And then he made a video back. And then it blew up into this thing. His sister Rosanna thought it was real. I was like, oh my God. Okay. So then we ended up hooking up the WrestleMania in New Orleans. Must have been like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. So it's not that deep of a I didn't know if there was much more of a relationship before all the wrestling stuff. So the wrestling stuff is where it begins for you two.
Yes. Yeah. And I think he found me useful in the sense that I could explain wrestling to him in show business terms.
Yeah. So, like, what's your showbiz background? Because I definitely get the vibe there's a pedigree with you. Like, what?
Pedigree is a dubious term.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, I had always done like acting, like theater through elementary school, through high school. And then I got a TV show called Splat-A-Lot. It was on Nickelodeon. It was on BBC. It was like Wipeout for kids. And each defender of the castle had a gimmick. And I was a handsome Viking and I would insult the kids while I shot things at them. So
you were kind of like a child actor, sort of?
No, I was a full adult at this point. I was in my 20s. The kids were like 13 and, Yeah. And at the same time, I got a movie called Monster Brawl, which, if you're not familiar with it, the premise is classic monsters wrestling. And that's where I first met Kevin Nash.
Yeah, he was telling me that. Yeah, Kev was telling me. I was laughing. I was talking to him the other day. I was laughing with him about that segment from The Bump.
Yes.
Dude, he was fucking hilarious.
He and
God.
I have known each other for that long, so maybe
Yeah.
like 10 years. And I've had a few matches with him, and he did a couple of those shows with us too. And he enjoys talking about obscure old Hollywood things too. And I mean, we cut so much out of that interview because there was just a million things there. We didn't speak beforehand. We didn't need to. He's singing the same note as me immediately. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's all we used to do. Well, not all we used to do, but one of the things we used to do a lot is throw around really obscure, like movie references, Hollywood, shit like that. Yeah. I mean, and Kevin had the most obscure of them all.
Yeah. During a match, during the last match he and I had, we spoke at length about Cesar Romero and Desi Arnaz. So I always feel like he's too tall for how smart he is.